Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on machine learning. Now we know that there are three types of machine learning: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. And in the last video, we talked about the supervised learning. Now, in this lecture, we will study unsupervised learning. So let's get started. If we talk about the technical idea of the unsupervised learning, then we need to keep in mind few things. That is, here we provide only data to the machines and there is no any correct answer. If you remember, in supervised learning we provide data along with the correct answers, but here of course we provide data but there is no any correct answer. But so what machine does, machine finds patterns and similarities by its own, and to understand this core idea we will take few examples. So let's get started. Suppose you join a new school and today is your first day in a class. You don't know anyone and you don't have any friends yet. Now, as you spend some time in the class, you start observing the students around you. You may notice that some students are very interested in sports, some are interested in music, and some students really enjoy programming, while some may be interested in art or other activities. And slowly, you start noticing that students with similar interests naturally from different groups. Here, nobody comes and tells you that these students are from sports group and these students are from the music group. No, you simply observe them and understand their interest and identify these groups by yourself, right? So, and this is where the basic idea of unsupervised learning comes, where first there was you did not have any friends, but now you got the data but you don't have correct answers. You start observing patterns and finally you got the friends. So this is the unsupervised learning. Let's take another simple example. Suppose someone gives you a basket full of different fruits, but there is one problem. You have never seen these fruits before and you don't know their names. You are simply asked to arrange or categorize them. So, what will you do? You will look at their characteristics, right? You may compare their shape, size, color, texture, and other features. You might notice that some fruits look similar, some have similar colors, some have similar shapes, and based on these similarities, you start putting similar fruits together. So, here nobody has given you the correct answers beforehand, right? You are simply looking at the available information and discovering a pattern by your own. So, that is exactly the kind of situation we try to create in unsupervised learning. Let's take one more interesting example. Suppose you visit a completely new city for the first time and you don't know the roads, markets, or different areas of the city. One day you visit a market and observe something interesting. You notice that many clothing shops are located in one area. Another area has mostly restaurants and food shops, while another area has electronic shops. And after seeing this a few times, you start understanding the structure of the market. And now, if someone asks you, where should I go if I want to buy clothes? You already know the area, right? So, if they ask you where to go for food or electronics, you know that too. So nobody gave you a map saying that this is the clothing area, this is the food area, and this is electronic area. No, you observe the surrounding and discover the patterns by yourself, right? So if we connect all these examples with machine learning, the main idea is very simple. In unsupervised learning we have data but we do not have predefined labels or correct answers. The system looks at the available data and tries to discover patterns, similarities, or groups on its own. And one of the most common application of this idea is clustering, where similar data points are grouped together. This is little bit technical, but if we look at this example, we can say that this is the cluster of clothing shops, this is the cluster of food shops, and this is the cluster of electronic shops, right? So this is all about the unsupervised learning. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.